Welcome back to the XRP Insider channel, everyone. Today's XRP episode is another one, as usual. Therefore, wherever you are in this vast world, I hope you are all enjoying your day. I must begin by pointing out that despite their claims that XRP was dead, BlackRock, Nasdaq, Citi, and Fidelity are actually networking at Ripple Swell. Maxis shouts banker's coin as Wall Street constructs the future. You can tell you're investing in the appropriate cryptocurrency based on the attendees of Ripple Swell. People still don't understand that you're holding the future when they see Ripple's technology as the way of the future. You know, until it happens, everyone wants to question what will happen next. Riz Terisaka is aware of this. Listen to this out.
Hopefully, for the meantime, we still have paper currency to use. We will be using, and they will implement the Ripple RLUSD. It is now an approved stablecoin. They will use the blockchain XRP. There's even chatter that XRP, as well as HBAR, and maybe even XLM, could be part of strategic reserves.
Wow.
Where the United States will own blocks, maybe 1 billion or more chunks of those, knowing their vital nature to the infrastructure of the financial system as we go tokenization.
Now it's all about tokenization, but notice that he also mentioned RLUSD. I believe he believes the RLUSD will become the digital currency. He added that the US government might have billions in XRP, HBAR, and XLM. They may even be hosting XDC, in my opinion. Here is what needs to happen for RLUSD to make it into the top 5. Ripple mints additional RLUSD, which is almost in the top 5. RLUSD is currently on track to catch up to Pax Gold, which currently has a market valuation of $1 billion. Keep in mind that Ripple stated that there is a possibility that it might occur by the end of 2025. Additionally, PayPal's PYUSD, which has a market value of almost $1.2 billion at the moment, will need to catch up to the Ripple stablecoin. To enter the top 5 after this, RLUSD would need to outperform 6 further stablecoins, which is unlikely to happen in 2025. I'm confident it will occur next year if it doesn't this year. After recovering from a cryptocurrency scam, RLUSD is probably going to become the most popular stablecoin in the near future. Advice for novice traders, which is based on this fraud report. They advise you to preserve all supporting documentation, try to retrieve the assets, and then improve your trading skills. What if you don't talk to the bots in the comment box below, and don't fall for anything that looks too good to be true? That way, you can completely avoid the scam. Guess what happens if someone promises to double your XRP bag? They will probably steal your cryptocurrency. You must protect your cryptocurrency. I constantly emphasize that on this channel. I don't want any of you to lose your cryptocurrency. I want to get wealthy with you all. Avoid falling for fraud. Additionally, they now send emails requesting that you provide your personal information. They are also scams. It's the same thing with the AI films of Brad Garlinghouse, Stuart Alderati, Monica Long, and David Schwartz. You must protect your cryptocurrency, because as its value increases, scams will become more prevalent. Cyprus is the source of this. In addition to testing the waters, institutions are constructing the necessary infrastructure to jump right in. And yes, staking is a component of the game. Banks are involved in 33 blockchain mega rounds, according to Ripple and Coinbase 2025 data. Tokenization, trading, and staking made up 27% and 21% of institutional investment attention, respectively. This is the initial stage of institutional infrastructure, not conjecture. The true query is, will you get there before the gates open completely? Here, you outperformed the establishments. With the growing institutional demand for digital asset services and the tokenization of financial assets, we are entering a new period of survival of the fittest. Therefore, you cannot sell too soon, since the institutions will be the ones acquiring your cryptocurrency. Will banks continue to hold the top spot in the financial food chain? Everything seems to be moving in the direction of decentralization right now. Everyone knows that DeFi is the way of the future. We will be making money from our cryptocurrency, and you will never need to sell it in the future. You will be able to borrow against it and loan it out. We are getting close to that point, and once institutional adoption takes place, they will give you a lot of options. I emphasize this because I see a lot of people saying that they will sell all of their XRP at $7. Who even believes that's the magic number? I believe we're going to go much higher in this run, and all day long, people who want to sell around $8, $7, and $10. Others are forecasting $50 or more in this run, and people want to jump out between $7 and $10. There's no logic behind it. Jake Claver is the source of this. There isn't much left for the XRP detractors to defend. Ripple is now at the center of global tokenized finance and is more than just payments. The XRP ledger is already seeing billions of transactions. Yes, the banks are keeping a closer eye on all of this than most people understand, and the serious capital hasn't even entered the conversation yet. But XRP ETFs are lining up for what might be some significant inflows. The following stage will go down in history. The greatest wealth transfer in human history is cited by everyone. The convergence of blockchain, AI, and the fourth and fifth industrial revolutions is also being mentioned by everyone. Right now, everything is coming together at the same moment, and individuals are eager to sell their XRP. According to David Webb, the upcoming months will be a really exciting period for XRP investors. Someone shared this with me earlier today, and they stated that they will seize our XRP, so you'd best hang on to yours for dear life. He's talking about banks taking possession of people's assets, and banking failures such as bailins, where the banks just close their doors, and you lose your assets in place of a bailout. Listen to a portion of this video.
The intent of this is for the biggest banks to survive, but it's portions of the biggest banks.
So in order, do you think the collateral gets swept up through the too big to fail banks through?
There will be some, it is engineered. There are portions of the banks that will take the assets. The public face, they've already demonstrated it. The public facing entities can be made to fail, not just allowed to fail, made to fail. If the intention, what I've tried to demonstrate here is that there's an intent here to take to take money and financial resources from the public. It's not a matter of greed. People ascribe this to greed. They already have unlimited money. The intention is that the public will have no recourse, no means. It's about subjugation. That's why this is not really about theft. It's not really about ordinary criminality. This is, and it's not about greed. This is a hybrid war strategy. It is about subjugation. So it's not that they need your stuff. It's that they want you, they do not want you to have your stuff. If they're really thinking this through, and we have every indication they are really thinking this through, the holding company could even be bankrupted.
According to him, the banks would merge into larger ones and then utilize the money from bailins to absorb the customers' funds. This was always a possibility because the Great Reset was meant to do that. In this manner, individuals are forced to switch to central bank digital currency. But this does not imply that they will confiscate your XRP. People assume that you will never be able to make a fortune with your XRP and that they will steal it from you. Since the majority of people will never own a sizable quantity of XRP, the article cites the fact that most people are priced out of XRP now that it is at or above $3. Hear me out. You purchase anything you can afford. Then you relax and keep it. What constitutes a significant quantity of XRP is unknown. Consider it this way.
What is being cited by all? Look at it this way. If you have 100 XRP, that's fairly meaningful. If you have 1,000 XRP, that's a hell of a lot of meaningful. Eventually, XRP will be worth $10,000 per XRP. Purchase what you can, relax, and stop worrying about anything. You are going to make money in this space. People immediately believe that they are going to grab the XRP escrow because the US government may confiscate it for use as a national reserve. I don't ever see that occurring, so I don't think it will. Individuals also use this and think that if the government finds out that you have XRP, it will spike to $1,000 and then be seized by the US government, similar to how gold was seized in 1933. This is something that has been discussed in the XRP community for a while, and the Bitcoin maxis have always brought it up. Don't worry, you can usually make a lot of money using XRP. However, you'll be confiscated by the government if you spend any of the money. They will never allow XRP holders to become wealthy, but they have allowed a large number of Bitcoin holders to do so over time. So it's acceptable for them to get wealthy, but not for you. That's not going to happen. It's illogical. The world's elites couldn't care less if you get wealthy. The secret is to hold onto your money if you get wealthy from your XRP. To put it another way, avoid becoming wealthy, going on a huge spending binge, and then returning to pursue the next big thing. Make a strategy of action instead. The good news is, as I mentioned in earlier videos, it appears that the XRP community is growing up with cryptocurrency. Because the Lambo chatter is no longer heard. People are now concentrating on investing and reinvesting the money, in addition to purchasing a home. Paying off debts and other obligations is another priority for them. And there's nothing wrong with making a profit, you know? Although I never advised against making a profit, if you do, aim to do so when XRP reaches the levels that investors are requesting throughout this cycle.
To put it another way, you don't benefit from the Clarity Act, the ETFs, or the Fed lowering interest rates because those events will all drive XRP to rise even more. So why not hold off till it arrives? Everyone agrees that it will occur sometime between January and February of 2026. Can it now occur sooner? Yes, but consider how this cycle has gone thus far. That timeline appears to still be in place, and many individuals will profit greatly from the Altseason, which will make them millionaires. Consider it this way. According to everyone's current conservative pricing point, 1,000 XRP will be worth roughly $50,000, because the previous conservative price point was $27. Today, people are demanding $50 plus. These days, even the most conservative XRP influencers are advocating for 50 plus. The chart guys are also beginning to alter the story. The reason, in my opinion, is that you can see where we are in this cycle in comparison to where we were in 2017. I continue to believe that something was corrected in November. That wasn't the first leg up, in my opinion. We are all going to make a lot of money, but I believe the first leg up will probably happen this month or in October. Prepare a strategy for when that occurs.